Step into the world of weather with World Weather Authority, your number one source for all things meteorological. Covering every corner of the globe, we're dedicated to delivering you the most accurate, timely, and comprehensive forecasts, ensuring you're always prepared, whatever the weather. Our experienced team of meteorologists are at the forefront of weather technology, tracking patterns from the serene to the extreme. Here at World Weather Authority, we go beyond the forecast, delving into the science behind the weather and its impact on our environment, our lives, and our future. Our commitment to accuracy and insight has built a community of viewers who trust us for their weather news, fascinating facts, and crucial updates. So why not join us? Don't miss a forecast. Subscribe, hit that bell icon for notifications, and follow us on social media. Stay ahead of the weather, no matter where you are, no matter the season. This is World Weather Authority, where the weather is always the news.
Welcome back, everyone. This is World Weather Authority reporting on a critical weather situation developing in the western United States due to a significant atmospheric river event making landfall across the Bay Area. Currently, we are observing a quasi-stationary low-pressure system that is precipitating intense and prolonged rainfall, particularly affecting areas from Santa Barbara down through Los Angeles. The risk of flash flooding has been elevated to high, highlighting the potential for life-threatening conditions in these regions. We value our subscriber support. The channel has reached 3,322 subscribers, and we aim for 3,500 subscribers by March. For new viewers, we offer extensive weather analysis videos, as well as a lecture series on interesting meteorological and physics-based facts. So please subscribe to stay informed about impending weather events. A significant meteorological event is currently impacting the region, heralding one of the most notable weather episodes in recent history. Notably, the axis of maximum precipitation and the longest duration of rainfall have shifted eastward, now predominantly affecting Los Angeles County. Despite this adjustment, Ventura and southern Santa Barbara counties remain at high risk for hazardous flooding due to substantial rainfall. This system poses considerable threats to both life and property. Widespread flooding is anticipated on numerous roads and highways, leading to potential closures. Canyon areas may experience significant rock slides, while low-lying residential areas could witness inundation with water levels surpassing curbs and potentially entering homes and businesses. The risk of vehicular damage is high, especially for parked cars. Areas susceptible to mudslides, particularly those with recent burn scars, are likely to encounter severe debris flows. It is expected that several creeks and the Ventura River will exceed their banks, with strong currents in all waterways presenting a drowning hazard, especially for vulnerable populations, such as the unhoused and those camping in these areas. The likelihood of tree fall is heightened, including within urban locales, which may result in power outages. Mountainous communities situated above 6,000 feet may face isolation due to heavy snowfall obstructing access routes. Additionally, the coastal and open water areas will experience large and steep waves, elevating the danger for maritime activities. Evacuation directives should be strictly adhered to, and it is advisable to avoid travel, particularly on highways, from this afternoon through the early hours on Monday. The surface pressure gradient this morning between Los Angeles International Airport and San Francisco International Airport was around 18.3 millibars, with projections indicating that it has increased to 20.8 millibars at current time. This figure approaches the record high set in January 2008 by just 1.2 millibars, underscoring the storm's intensity and potential for hazard. The storm is expected to unleash a range of perilous weather phenomenon across the area, with rainfall being a primary concern. The interaction of a deep moisture plume within the warm front and dynamic atmospheric forcing is anticipated to significantly enhance rainfall coverage and intensity this afternoon through tonight. The principal rain band is forecasted to shift southward tonight into Monday, with projections suggesting a possible stalling over Los Angeles County until Monday night, which could lead to increased accumulation totals. After the main rain band, numerous showers and potential thunderstorms are expected to contribute to a sporadic heavy rainfall event through Tuesday morning, with a likelihood of forming into at least one band of continuous moderate to heavy precipitation. The persistent southerly flow throughout this event will amplify rainfall on the south-facing slopes, further escalating the flood risk. Projected rainfall totals remain substantial. San Luis Obispo and northern Santa Barbara counties are forecasted to receive lower totals of 2 to 4 inches, with 4 to 8 inches expected in the mountainous and foothills of these areas. Nonetheless, this amount of precipitation still presents a significant flooding hazard. For the remainder of the region, including Los Angeles County, totals are estimated to be between 4 and 8 inches, with the latter likely experiencing higher amounts within this range. Preferred mountainous and foothill areas could see totals between 8 to 15 inches. Peak rainfall rates may reach about a half an inch to an inch per hour, with isolated instances potentially achieving up to an inch and a half per hour in proximity to thunderstorms, intense rain cells, and on favored south-facing slopes. Given the cumulative rainfall anticipated, the 3 to 6 hour rainfall rates may exceed the USGS thresholds, posing risk for mudslides, debris flows, and swift water rescues in local rivers and streams. A flood watch remains in effect for all concerned areas. Significant wind gusts ranging from 50 to 70 plus miles per hour have been observed across San Luis Obispo and northern Santa Barbara counties, leading to initial reports of power disruptions, notably affecting the operational status of weather radio transmitters in Santa Barbara, which are currently non-functional. These wind conditions are anticipated to extend southward as the day progresses. Although a slight attenuation in wind strength is expected, robust wind speeds will persist throughout much of the evening. The zenith of wind activity is projected for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties through 6 p.m. and from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. for Ventura and Los Angeles counties. The region is likely to witness widespread damage and extensive power outages as a consequence. High wind warnings have been issued across a broad expanse of the area, supplemented by winter storm warnings in the regions where heavy snowfall coincides with forceful winds. It's definitely going to be pretty intense, guys. So it's going to be through late this evening and continuing through tomorrow. As the frontal system progresses, we anticipate an escalation in atmospheric instability across the region. This instability, in conjunction with upper-level diffluence and the presence of a low-level jet stream, is expected to precipitate a risk of thunderstorm development across most of the area today and Monday, with this risk persisting in Los Angeles County throughout Tuesday. The current atmospheric shear profiles indicate a potential for waterspouts within coastal zones and the possibility of isolated tornadoes further inland. Additionally, there exists a likelihood for significant downburst phenomenon associated with any convective systems characterized by intense straight-line winds. Pertaining to precipitation rates, thunderstorm activity could result in exceptionally high rainfall intensities, potentially reaching approximately an inch and a half per hour. Current snow levels are relatively low, with snowfall reported at Sandberg. However, an upward adjustment is anticipated, as you can see on the screen here, throughout the day due to a warm southerly advection elevating the snow levels to an altitude of 6,500 to 7,500 feet. After the passage of the cold front, snow levels are forecast to decrease to 5,000 to 6,000 feet in elevation during Monday into Monday night, with a further decline to 4,000 to 5,000 feet in elevation by Tuesday. Accumulations are expected to be substantial, with projections indicating 2 to 4 feet of snow above 7,000 feet in elevation, 10 to 20 inches of snow accumulation between 6,000 and 7,000 feet in elevation, and 3 to 10 inches of snow accumulation within the 5 to 6,000 foot elevation range, accompanied by vigorous southerly winds, with gusts potentially reaching up to 80 miles per hour, possibly even 90 miles per hour. Significant winter storm conditions are anticipated. Winter storm warnings have been issued for the eastern San Gabriel Mountains and the northern Ventura County Mountains as well. Depending on evolving conditions, subsequent forecasts may necessitate the issuance of winter weather advisories for additional mountainous regions. The Eastern Sierra Avalanche Center, located in Mammoth Lakes, also has issued an avalanche warning for backcountry areas within Mono and Inyo counties in the Eastern Sierra region. The avalanche risk within the designated warning zone is anticipated to escalate to high at all elevations, with exceedingly perilous avalanche conditions forecasted to persist until Monday, February 2nd, 2024. The warning pertains to the eastern flanks of the Sierra Nevada, extending from Virginia Lakes in the north to Bishop Creek in the south. The warning is operative from 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday until 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday. The combination of heavy snowfall and vigorous winds is expected to exacerbate the load on the snowpack, which harbors buried layers of structural weakness. Conditions for backcountry navigation will be exceptionally challenging and hazardous, with widespread presence of unstable snow. Given the severe avalanche risk, it is imperative to all avalanche prone terrains as well, so definitely try to avoid those. The apex of avalanche danger is projected for Sunday afternoon through the evening, notwithstanding the continuation of substantial snowfall into Monday. Avalanches may traverse considerable distances, potentially extending into mature forested areas, valley floors, or even level terrains. Hurricane force wind warning is also in effect until 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today. Storm warning in effect from 3 p.m. today until 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday. Under the hurricane force wind warning, expect southerly winds of 35 to 45 knots, with gusts up to 70 knots and significant wave heights ranging from 19 to 23 feet. During the storm warning period, anticipate southwest winds of 30 to 40 knots, with gusts reaching up to 60 knots and significant wave heights of 17 to 22 feet. This warning applies to the maritime zone extending from Point Pinos to Point Piedras Blancas, from 10 to 60 nautical miles offshore. The hurricane force wind warning is valid until 3 p.m. I believe it's probably going to be extended a little bit. The subsequent storm warning will commence from 3 p.m. today and remain in effect until 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday. The forecasted extreme wind conditions will generate perilous sea states, posing a substantial risk of capsizing or causing damage to vessels, in addition to significantly diminishing visibility. And we also have a wind advisory in effect through 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday. This is for the southeast to south winds at speeds of 25 to 35 miles per hour, with gusts ranging from 45 to 55 miles per hour. The potential exists for isolated, more severe gusts exceeding 60 miles per hour, particularly in proximity to thunderstorms or convective showers. This advisory encompasses Catalina and Santa Barbara Islands, the coastal regions of Los Angeles County, including the Palos Verdes Hills, inland coastal areas such as downtown Los Angeles, as well as the Calabasas, Agora Hills, the western and eastern San Fernando Valley, and the San Gabriel Valley within Los Angeles County. Again, the advisory remains in place until 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time Monday. The forecasted gusty conditions may transport unsecured objects, presenting challenges to vehicular control, notably for high-profile vehicles, and potentially result in the downing of trees and tree branches. These conditions may also lead to sporadic power disruptions. Taking a look at Florida, we have advisory measures for mariners. It is strongly advised that mariners refrain from departing port, adjust their navigational plans, and take necessary precautions to secure their vessels against the forecasted severe weather conditions. During this afternoon and evening, the advancing squall line is expected to progress eastward through Palm Beach County, reaching the Atlantic waters by the latter part of the afternoon. This transition will facilitate predominantly dry conditions across South Florida, excluding the Atlantic maritime areas. The mid to upper level trough, situated over the southeastern United States, is forecasted to shift southwestward tonight, positioning itself over the Lake Okeechobee area by Monday. Concurrently, the associated surface cyclone will follow a similar southwesterly trajectory tonight, reaching the northern sector of South Florida on Monday. This synoptic setup will introduce a brief period of drier air into the region this afternoon and into the night, prior to a resurgence of moisture coinciding with the approach of surface and aloft troughs. Consequently, precipitation in the form of showers and potential thunderstorms is anticipated to redevelop across South Florida on Monday, initiating along the western coast in the early morning and advancing east-northeastward throughout the day. Furthermore, a potent mid to upper level jet streak is projected to traverse South Florida on Monday, in conjunction with anomalous low 500 millibar temperatures ranging between minus 18 degrees Celsius to minus 20 degrees Celsius. These temperatures are notably colder than the typical minus 10 degrees Celsius average for this period, contributing to an unstable atmospheric environment. With dew points stabilizing into the 60s, and daytime highs forecasted into the low to mid 70s, conditions may become conducive for the development of intense, possibly severe thunderstorms in parts of South Florida. The primary hazard associated with these vigorous convective activity will include hail, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. The Storm Prediction Center has placed the southern regions of South Florida under a marginal risk for severe weather phenomena on Monday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the weather for Oklahoma, let me take a minute to give a shout out to my uncle DDoS. His channel allows you to fully dive into the enigmatic world of the supernatural. The BDRP Supernatural is your ultimate hub for exploring the mysterious and the unexplained. Spearheaded by the esteemed Baron DDoS, a distinguished cryptid field investigator, late show expert, and a passionate seeker of the truth behind paranormal realms, he brings you an unparalleled journey into the unknown. Head on over to his channel, which will be linked in the description, subscribe, and check out all of his videos. Be sure to like his videos and leave a comment as well. With that being said, as the upper level trough commences its southeasterly migration today into tonight, transitioning from southwest Oklahoma towards the north central Gulf of Mexico by Monday morning, a widespread distribution of light precipitation is anticipated to extend southward from northern regions into central and southern Oklahoma throughout today and into the evening hours. Precipitation coverage is forecasted to be more fragmented in the far southwestern quadrant of Oklahoma and in western portions of northern Texas, with the exception of the cessation with our forecast domain by midnight. Additionally, there was some fog this morning that developed primarily within zones experiencing easterly upslope conditions ahead of a forecasted northerly wind shift with western Oklahoma that was significantly affected. The dissipation of low-level cloudiness will prove challenging today, except possibly in certain areas of far western North Texas. The persistent cloud cover accompanied by light rainfall is projected to maintain maximum temperature values in the upper 40s for northern Oklahoma, with lower to mid-50s prevailing in most other areas. In parts of western North Texas where cloud breaks may occur, temperatures nearing 60 degrees are within the realm of possibility. Northerly winds are expected to intensify as the day progresses and continuing into the evening hours, contributing to a perceptibly cooler ambient environment. We're also looking at a diminishing of the northerly wind velocities overnight as well, particularly across the northern sector of Oklahoma. This, coupled with a potential reduction in cloud cover, is expected to lead to a decline in overnight temperatures, with forecasts indicating lower to mid-30s across northern Oklahoma and temperatures approaching 40 degrees in other regions. As I said earlier, this morning, the western portions of Oklahoma extending into western North Texas experienced patchy fog, and with some instances, actually significantly reduced visibilities as well. And coming up this week, so definitely check it out, BDRP. Coming up this week, we're definitely going to expect to encounter robust and gusty southerly winds on Wednesday and Thursday. Gust velocities approaching or surpassing 40 miles per hour are within the realm of possibility. So definitely be careful out there. There could be some power outages, so definitely keep your phone charged. If you have a generator, get that prepped as well, just in case. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the weather for Louisiana, let me take a minute to give a shout out to Dark Waters. Embark on a journey with the Dark Waters channel, where the eerie and the unexplained come to life through compelling narratives. Join the Dark Waters family and immerse yourself in the chilling depths of true horror. Head on over to his channel, definitely, and make sure you subscribe as well. His channel will also be linked in the description. Definitely check out all his videos, leave a like, and leave a comment as well. With that being said, let's take a look at today through tonight. An eastward moving cold front is presently traversing the central Gulf Coast region. Ahead of this boundary, notably easterly to southeasterly winds emerged last evening, attributed to a mesoscale cyclone advancing northeastward through southeast Louisiana and the Mississippi Gulf Coast. The associated wind regime and precipitation band are progressing eastward, exiting our county warning area down here in Louisiana. Concurrent with the frontal zone, isolated intense showers and occasional thunderstorms were observed this morning. They definitely vacated the area pretty quickly. The passage of the cold front is characterized by a modest temperature and dew point differential, approximately 5 degrees, accompanied by a shift in wind direction. After the frontal passage, the pressure gradient is forecasted to weaken. A secondary frontal system is currently positioned just west of the Sabine River, owing to the substantial low-level moisture. Conditions are conducive for fog formation and stratus layer consolidation, particularly upstream. Visibility reductions are anticipated primarily along and west of Interstate 55, though diminished visibilities in areas further east cannot be discounted, contingent upon the weakening of the low-level airflow as well. Taking a look at Sunday through Monday as well. On Sunday, the approach of a cold core upper level trough is expected to influence the area. This system's eastward extension into southern Alabama may catalyze additional post-sunset shower activity facilitated by upper level perturbations. Given 500 millibar temperatures below minus 20 degrees Celsius and a lowering of the freezing level to 7 to 8,000 feet, more vigorous convective cells could potentially produce small hail, particularly if solar insolation earlier in the day contributes to atmospheric destabilization. Nonetheless, the prospect of severe hail or wind events remains low and would constitute an anomaly. Lingering cloud cover and sporadic showers may persist into Monday morning, especially near the Mississippi Gulf Coast. A transition to significantly drier conditions is anticipated as a result of northerly advection. The presence of a strong pressure gradient induced by a surface cyclone over the Florida Peninsula and descending high pressure from the high plains will likely induce breezy weather. Cyclonic flow at lower levels may sustain low stratus coverage, with cold air advection contributing to relatively cooler temperatures with highs predominantly in the 50s. Persistent strong northwesterly winds are currently observed across northern and central New Mexico in the wake of a departing 500 millibar upward level low pressure system situated over Texas and Oklahoma. The most intense wind gusts, reaching 40 to 55 miles per hour, are concentrated along the central highlands, extending southward towards Ruidoso, shout out to Brooks, and eastward across the Pasos River Valley south of Interstate 40, persisting through the early morning hours. Accompanying these vigorous winds, blowing snow will continue to impact higher elevations, particularly mountain summits this morning. A gradual mitigation in wind velocities is anticipated as the low advances eastward, diminishing the east-west pressure gradient across New Mexico. The current high wind warning and the winter storm warning at Raton Pass are scheduled to conclude at 5 a.m. Mountain Standard Time here, as initially planned. Despite a reduction in wind speeds, eastern New Mexico will continue to experience breezy to locally windy conditions today, influenced by northerly winds trailing a cold frontal incursion. While temperatures in western and central New Mexico are anticipated to rise by 5 to 10 degrees, the cold front will temper thermal recovery across eastern portions of the state. Overnight into Monday morning, wind activity is forecast to abate entirely as the surface frontal boundary through eastern New Mexico dissipates and an anticyclonic ridge aloft progresses over the region. Under calm winds and predominantly clear skies, radiative cooling will definitely dominate, fostering pronounced valley inversions across the forecast area. The Moreno Valley and Angel Fire, with recent snow accumulations of 1 to 2 feet, are poised to experience significant cooling. Forecasted low temperatures for Angel Fire on Monday morning have been adjusted to about minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit, deviating from the National Blend of Models, or the NBM, to account for localized cooling effects. Additionally, valley fog formation within the Moreno Valley is plausible under these conditions. A further temperature increment of 5 to 10 degrees is expected across western and central New Mexico on Monday, with slight additional increases across the eastern sector. So we're definitely going to have to watch out for that for sure. Persistent breezy conditions are forecast to extend into early Monday, with a wind advisory in effect until 1 a.m. Monday. So definitely be on the lookout for that, Brooks. Stay safe. Continuous rainfall is anticipated throughout the evening, transitioning to a gradual cessation during Monday morning. The current meteorological landscape is characterized by cool and overcast conditions across the forecast domain. An included low-pressure system is stationed over the Arklatex region, with surface analysis identifying a cyclone near the central Gulf Coast, proximate to Apalachicola. The progression of these synoptic features has facilitated the advancement of precipitation from the southwest to the northeast, engulfing the area with light to moderate rainfall. Rainfall intensity is expected to wane into early Monday, with precipitation subsiding by midday as the cyclone shifts southeastward. The wind advisory remains in force, excluding the extreme northwestern and far eastern sectors of Georgia. Notable wind gusts approaching 35 miles per hour have been predominantly recorded across north-central Georgia, including the Atlanta metropolitan area. Gust velocities nearing 40 miles per hour may persist into the evening hours. Stay safe out there, G Reaper. The extensive cloud cover will maintain overnight temperatures close to current readings. So definitely stay safe out there. For my friends and family here in the Pittsburgh area, an anticyclone strategically positioned over the Great Lakes is set to perpetuate stable conditions and clear skies throughout the upper Ohio Valley today. A gentle northeasterly flow will facilitate the advection of dry air, enhancing atmospheric stability. The mixing layer is anticipated to ascend to approximately 875 millibars during the afternoon, contributing to a maximum temperature that is forecast to surpass climatological norms by 10 to 15 degrees, actually creating one of the warmest days on record for today, February 4th. Stable conditions are expected to prevail into the evening under the influence of anticyclonic regime. However, a modest augmentation in cloudiness may occur overnight, particularly across northwestern Pennsylvania and northern Ohio, as a flux of low-level moisture emanates from the Great Lakes in a northeasterly trajectory. The anticyclone is projected to undergo retrogression on Monday, coinciding with the passage of a shortwave trough circumnavigating the periphery of a cyclonic vortex situated off the New England coastline. The trough is characterized by a influx of moisture as well, thus precluding significant alterations to prevailing weather patterns. Nevertheless, the attendant weak cold air advection may induce a modest reduction in temperature for Monday and Tuesday, although readings are anticipated to remain approximately 10 degrees above seasonal averages. Subsequently, a ridge is forecast to amplify eastward from the Gulf Coast towards the Great Lakes by late Tuesday into Wednesday, reinforcing the dry and predominantly clear conditions across the region. So it definitely looks like it's shaping up to be a pretty good forecast for the next couple days. Stay safe, everyone. In summary, this atmospheric river event presents a severe and multifaceted weather challenge with implications for widespread heavy rainfall, flash flooding, significant snowfall in mountainous regions, and severe weather potential extending across various parts of the United States. We urge our viewers to stay informed, take necessary precautions, and follow official guidance to ensure safety during this critical weather event. Thank you for continued support, and please subscribe to our channel for ongoing updates and analysis to help you stay ahead of the storm.
From the scorching deserts to the icy poles, the world's weather is a diverse and captivating symphony. At World Weather Authority, we're the maestro conducting this grand orchestra of meteorological data. Imagine the gentle rustle of the wind, the pitter-patter of the rain, the roar of the ocean's storm. We translate these atmospheric tales, painting a picture of our planet's ever-changing climate. Our dedicated team, the heart and soul of World Weather Authority, tirelessly deciphers these complex codes. Our mission is not merely predicting tomorrow's weather, but to arm you with the understanding to dominate the storm. The trust you place in us, your engagement, stokes our passion for meteorology. It drives us to provide you with the most comprehensive, accurate weather coverage. So from all of us at World Weather Authority, our gratitude for your continuous support. Stay safe, stay informed, and remember, together we can dominate the storm. As the music fades and the curtain closes, we bid you farewell until next time. Remember, the world's weather is always in motion, and so are we, ready to guide you through it. To ensure you do not miss any future videos, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications. Thank you.